we go, G.I. Joe fans. Iron Grenadiers, Metalhead from G.I. Joe Classified. I'm actually surprised the first Iron Grenadiers they did. They could have easily done a Destro repaint, but 118. I got this off Target website. Here's a UPC if you need it. And then this is a deluxe figure, so he costs a little more. I believe he was the $34.99 price point. And we have a new insert. We got this Cobra logo, oversized insert. Back to our windowless packaging, thankfully. And here he is in the plastic. So let's go ahead and crack him out.
Jetpack sighted! Range 150! Fire!
Okay, so first impression, I'm digging the figure, just the sheer weight and the bulkiness to it. It's looking good. So, and I was pretty excited for the figure just based on the looks. It looked very close to the original. We'll get into that here. But let's go over the accessories real quick. Mine is complete. So he's got a knife here. So he's actually has a removable knife. Because when I saw the knife, I was like, hey, I don't have a knife on the original. But that's because the original, it was molded onto plastic or onto the chest. And then the original had this doofy helmet. So I'm kind of glad they went with, I mean, this helmet's, I don't know, I'm still kind of, it reminds me of like a samurai warrior type helmet. I guess it's supposed to go over this head sculpt. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the helmet. What's going on right here? But yeah, this helmet's just kind of, I guess you can make it work, but I'm not a real big fan of that helmet, honestly. Just like the original, I didn't care for this helmet, the original helmet either. And then with the goggles, looks like what they did is, instead of giving them goggles, unless, are you supposed to, you pop the hairpiece off? Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, pop the hairpiece off and the helmet will go on there fine. I don't know, or it looks like a knight, like from medieval times. I'm not a big fan of that helmet. I guess they went with this hairpiece. That's the metalhead we know with those goggles. I guess instead of getting them separate goggles, and they got the mark right there, just like the original. That's cool. So I guess instead of giving him goggles, they did like the original where it didn't have a strap around his head. So yeah, that's cool. And then, so this one has this like pistol Uzi submachine gun looking thing. It's kind of similar to the original. Just a little upgrade there. And then he's got like this M16 looking, M203 futuristic looking rifle. And these are super bendy. So I don't know what and this is pretty bendy too. So I don't know what the happy medium is, because Action Force accessories are pretty like rigid, hard plastic. And these are real bendy like rubber. So I'm pretty sure some people will probably complain about how bendy and cheap this may feel. So I don't know what the happy medium is there, but it looks good. And then we have his two side cannons. So here's the original. You know how your right and left on the original on here. These missiles were always a pain and got lost easily. And then you have this here. And I had a hose. So this is interesting because so you have these two smaller missiles, which I assume are going to go in this side. But these missiles have blasts, which I was hesitant of, but these blast pieces actually come off. So, but can you put these in here? So the blast pieces go inside of here. I'm not even sure which way. Take a look here. Also, silver goes to the back. Yeah, I'm not a fan of why, you would have, and that's gonna go in there, but they got two holes in here. I'm not a fan of these blast effects being in here like that. You can take the blast effects off, but then it's like the original where it's not gonna really stay in there, right? So I don't know, it wasn't designed very well, or it should have had like a peg hole inside of there like this has, and drill out this if you want to do that, or at least just have a peg hole to where you gotta put because this would have looked better like that. So I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that. But they did do the upgrade here. It's got like a ball joint, so you get full rotation there on these. And then this backpack. So here's the original backpack. Again, assume the silver is going to go to the back. It's got two holes there to connect. Assuming it's going to connect like that, and then to the back there. So, and then again, these are on like ball joints here, so you got rotation here. And then this backpack, they could probably reuse in essence for Laser Viper, because if we did this, you just put guns on here for Laser Viper. They haven't announced Laser Viper. They've announced the name drop Saw Viper and Frag Viper. This one's a little tighter, but this seems real loose. But anyway, there's the backpack. And then the missiles again. But except I'm not a fan of this having the back blast in there. Then the missile won't even fit. Yeah, so like you have to have that back blast on there for that top section. It's just weird and like, I don't know. But so yeah, so you got 4 missiles for the lower. I guess it's 2 and 2. I guess you would mix. Like these two for the lower, and you got your bigger missiles for your backpack. So, not a big fan of that. Alright, and let's just get down to the figure himself. So they've done upgrades here. Obviously, boots are different. Knee pads, got the side pegs here. So you got like, dude, like a harness looking thing for the side pegs. I'm gonna give him like a vest piece. Let's say across, say caution. It looks like it says caution across here. Made him look more like an EOD type person, I guess. And then the original had these 2 back pegs here, and he's got them too. Head sculpt is very similar with the goatee, and of course with your goggles when you throw on the different hairpiece. You got the, oh there you go, got nice Iron Grenadiers Destro logo right there. On the left shoulder, he didn't have any Iron Grenadiers marking on them, I can tell. But, and the knife on the chest. So, yeah, he kept them looking like the original, but modernized it. And articulation here. I mean, the figure feels very weighty. It's got a good weight to it. At your ankles there in rotation, foot, lower leg movement, double jointed knees, upper leg movement, even with this harness piece, so it's not in the way. Good leg movement here. And then they've been doing better with the waist piece and that gap there, or the gapping for the legs. And then hands are swappable. It's got ankle or wrist movement, double jointed elbows, upper arm movement. This guy got movement this way, good arm movement here, but they got this butterfly joint. It's not bad, it's got pretty good movement, but you're gonna be restricted because it's vest, obviously. But even with this big old vest, his arms are right next to him, unlike the Action Soldier, if you watch that video. But they did a good job of keeping his arms down, even with this big old vest on. And then head movement. You actually got good up-down movement, even with this thing in the way, in the vest. Left, right's fine, up, down. And then the torso. Yeah, you got good, even with this vest. It's a different clicking you typically don't hear. And then, oh, you got movement here, like in this waist piece. That's interesting. And then, oh, you actually got left, right, and up-down movement that you didn't have in the Action Soldiers. They must be using some sort of different joints or pivoting. But, yeah, even with, it's real good movement there in the chest. So, Hasbro's making improvements as they go along. So, let's go ahead and get them geared up and take a look at a different angle here.
Targets blasted! Targets destroyed! Woo! Bang! 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 This is far! Bang! Bang! Woo!
Stop wasting ammo, you muddle-headed moron!
So here we go, all geared up with the original Definitely a little QC issues going on, because I said this one's loose, so it's not really holding up like I wanted to. I guess I could probably glue it or put something there to try to tighten that up, but it's kind of wobbling everywhere. Then these sides, like the original, the sides just seem kind of off, and it seems kind of weird with these blast effects. So you can see how it's affecting. It just doesn't want to stay. Just horrible there. I don't know, that's kind of disappointing, but definitely looks like the original. I see what they were trying to do here, but overall, I'm digging it compared to original. Metalhead was a mainstay in the DIC cartoon. Original figure came out in 1990. That's when we transitioned from Sunbow over to DIC, so you always seen Metalhead in most the cartoons I remember watching as a kid. And there is a hole I found in between. You plug this into, then this goes back up here. So like the original, but the original had them on the pegs were on the back there, on the back of the figure itself. So it's cool they got it in the backpack this go around. I mean, overall, it's a good attempt. Just, I guess I'm not a big fan of these blast effects. I think they could have done something to get the missiles in there. I mean, you still can put them in there. They're just going to be loose like the original. But there he is, all decked out. And here he is next to Action Force, Bone Collector. Bone Collector's a beefier figure, so just want a good size comparison there. And then lastly, this Marvel Legends Enforcer guy. He's a little bigger, but you get the general gist. So he's definitely gonna measure up with the smaller Marvel Legends, because he was a bigger Marvel Legends figure. But I just want to see how they look, since Metalhead seems like he's a little meatier figure. But overall, just a little disappointed with this potential QC issue on this, but it's cool to see Iron Grenadiers. I want the heavy duty gunners, but I know they're going to do the regular Iron Grenadiers first. Well, obviously we'll get an Iron Grenadiers Deathstroke. That'll be a quick, easy repaint for them. And then we'll probably get the Despoiler. That'll be a good little deluxe. They could do the Despoiler with Iron Grenadiers Destro, and that'll probably be like, $54.99 price point, like the Tiger Paw and Wreckage and Ferret and Cobra Scout and things of that nature. And then supposedly we'll get Iron Grenadiers Bad as well, which again is just a simple, easy repaint. So definitely an homage to the original. And just like original, he's a pain because he's got all this stuff going on, right? Just like the original, these missiles fall out very easily. So I'm assuming you could potentially take this off, put the missiles in there. These missiles, unfortunately, will not fit in there. Like these can fit in there. They'll just be super loose in there. So here you go. You can take off the blast effects. You put them in there. But again, they're really loose in there, and you can lose them like the original. And then these, you could probably sand down or hack down those a little bit, and they would actually fit in here without the blast effects, and it's not gonna mess with that. I may actually do that, just sand them down a little bit so I can fit them in here. These blast effects aren't doing me any favors with that QC issue of the backpack. you know, people hyping this up as their top 5 or 10 figure of classified or this year or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's got a lot going on, just like the original 90 version. It's a cool figure for sure. Without all the accessories, yeah, it's definitely a great figure. All this is just a whole lot going on. It's probably one of those pieces I'm gonna have to, once I get it set and put it in my display, just leave it alone because of this QC issue. But you know, and then even over here, this is kind of lopsided, kind of. But is it a cool figure? Yeah, it's definitely cool to see they went out of the box to do Metalhead as the first Iron Grenadier, and then actually going into the DIC universe to, you know, the post 80s going into the 90s DIC era of characters, right? So now we need Desert Scorpion and we need Crimson Guard Immortal. Those would be awesome Cobra figures to have. So, you know, I mean 1 to 10, I don't put it up there. I mean, I would say with the accessories 7, without the accessories definitely up there. And probably a good 9 without all this extra stuff going on. But super cool figure in general. But yeah guys, there we go. Metalhead. Like, comment, subscribe. JJ out.